Good evening, it is 7:05 p.m. and I hereby call to order our first board meeting of 2021. This is January, and the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees will come to order. Will you please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. It's inauguration day, and we thank all our peers across the great land who serve in public office and spend some of their time. It's one of the things we get to do in this republic is actually take a turn serving. So from the tiny village of Tivoli all the way up to the White House, I just want to thank everyone who takes time to serve our country. And today's an important day, and it was a good day. So. We will start with the village clerk's report. Clerk Bruno, please.
Yes, in the past month there were 549 trash tags sold. 2 payrolls were processed. The deputy clerk continues to work remotely for the planning and zoning boards. The clerk's office will be closed Monday, February 15th in observance of President's Day.
Speaking of presidents, thank you. Trustees, we have a number of things in the Department of Minutes here. We have Wednesday, December 9th. We have December 16th. We have our workshop from last week, January 13th. And then we have these substantial transcriptions of our June 10th meeting and our June 17th meeting. I want to thank the clerk for handling these transcriptions. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So with that, I'll ask for a motion to approve all minutes and transcriptions.
So moved.
Is there a second? That was Cole, followed by Roddy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to a treasurer's report. I am thrilled that we are joined by our village treasurer this evening because every month when I read this, almost every month, unless I forget, I say, I also want to thank our treasurer, Bonnie Day, for putting together this report. Now you're here to hear me say it in person. So this month in the general fund, we spent $312,808.13, which is also our grand total, $312,808.13. And there are some large payments in there, one of which is the chassis of the new fire truck that is being constructed. We pay for the chassis, then they finish the truck, then we pay for the rest of it. That was about $250,000. And we also have some large payments coming from the EFC through the village as part of the water project. Because normally that's about 40% of the entire annual budget in 1 month, but that's why it's so big.
And that EFC payment goes to our water administrator. That is, we get a rebate on that out of the water bills. Is that how that works?
So this is the financing we got from the state.
Right,
Tivoli won it, so they pay it to us,
right.
but we have to pass it on to the water authority, who's actually engaging the contractors and doing that work. So.
Right, and then they're able to pay that because they derive funds from the water and sewer bills.
Yes, it's water and sewer bills, but also the financing and the loan that we had secured through the state. So.
Okay.
With that good discussion and good review,
Okay.
is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I'll give it to Ezrati. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the treasurer's report is accepted. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We do not have a zoning report this month, but I want to welcome Jason Beeman, who began working for the Village of Tivoli this week on Monday. And he is our Deputy Building Inspector and Deputy Zoning Enforcement Officer. And he got right to work this week on some building permits and getting in touch with various people who needed services from the village. And I'm sure he'll have his first report for us next month, so welcome, Jason. Now this is a time, I'm going to be a little didactic because we have some public here, and I understand this young gentleman is here to observe a public meeting. So at this point in the meeting, Cody, we will take comments from the public on any of the agenda items that we normally do. But you picked a good meeting because it's going to be a short one. We don't have any agenda items tonight. So there's actually at this stage no time to comment, but we always let the public speak to us before we vote. So if we did have an action tonight, it's very important that we hear from the public before we vote on something so we know how they feel and what their opinions are on what's before us. So I just wanted to point out that. And that's actually a legacy of Mayor Crana. He's the one who put a public comment before voting into our village board meetings.
That's true.
Yes. Our next board meeting will be held on Wednesday, February 17th at 7 p.m. And we'll have a workshop before that at 6 p.m. here at the historic Westpeister Hall. And we will have our regular workshop on February 10th at 7 p.m. Moving on to committee reports. Trustee Ezrati.
Well, the trash committee has been on leave for a couple of months, so I have nothing to update on that. And the LoSAP program has not, we haven't collected the data yet on that one, but someone from the fire department will be collecting that data. But I do, through another affiliation, Rotary, the Red Hook Rotary Club, I can tell you that the fire department will be receiving about 200 masks.
Oh, wow.
As a result of that, and they're enthusiastic about it. We're going to deliver them to them on Monday at their regular meeting.
That's great. That's a lot of masks.
Yeah, and they're good N95.
Is Rotary distributing those to other entities?
Rotary at the national level has a million mask challenge.
Cool.
And this part of the country received 100,000. So each club in the region put in a request for an allocation. And Red Hook got about 2,000 masks. And they're distributing them to food pantries and the Red Hook Fire Company and Tivoli and a couple of other entities who have to be out meeting the public.
Excellent. Trustee Schneider?
Absolutely. So I'm going to read the Tivoli Village Court Charge Volume Summary Report for the month of December. Total charges received were 0. Total charges disposed were 8. $743 was collected and remitted to the state comptroller. And as always, thanks to our court clerk, McGarry, for preparing the report for us.
Thank you. Trustee Cole?
Just my usual reminder in the age of COVID to folks. We're excited. There's a couple of vaccines out there now, but please continue to wear your mask. Continue to stay at least 6 feet apart and wash your hands. So be vigilant. We've got a long way to go yet. It's a positive sign. We're optimistic, but take care of yourself and take care of your neighbors and friends in Tivoli.
Thank you, Trustee Cole. Deputy Mayor Major is not with us tonight, but she has sent me her report, which I will share with you now. There are virtual events. Let's see if I can follow this. You can get museum passes to Alana, the New York State Firefighting Museum, and Mass MoCA. And some of the virtual events you can take are a tour of the cloisters, which is downstate from us, a tour of Jackson Pollock and Lee Krasner's house and studio, the famous abstract expressionists. There's a book club These are virtual events through the Tivoli Library. So the book club, the Dungeons and Dragons Club, and the Tarot Club. So if you can look at tivolilibrary.org and enjoy some of those virtual events. Events at the Claremont State Historic Site, Chancellor Livingston's War, Sunday, January 24th at 2 p.m. Chancellor Robert R. Livingston played an important role in the American Revolution. Join curator Jeff Benton to learn about the Chancellor's life during the American Revolution. This is a virtual event, Sunday the 24th at 2 p.m. American Girls of Claremont, Saturday the 30th at 2 p.m. Learn about the lives of 12 young women who once called Claremont home, using the beautifully customized dolls created by Friends of Claremont member Adrian Westmore. We'll take a deeper look into the lives of young women at Claremont and the periods that shaped them. A great event for kids who loved history. This is a free virtual event. Join us at www.facebook.com/ClaremontSHS. Go to friendsofclaremont.org to see some other interesting upcoming virtual events. The Montgomery Place grounds are closed to the public due to the pandemic, and the grounds at Olana are open. So I'll thank the Deputy Mayor for sending that in. We've been, well, it depends whether you like snow or not. If you're the DPW and you plow, it's fair to say we've been lucky so far. We've had sort of one big storm that needed a lot of plowing. But we never know when more snow is coming, so I do want to remind everyone that the winter parking ordinance is in effect, and you are not to park on any street or road in the village between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. Until April 1st. And if they have to get out and plow and your car's in the way, it's just a nightmare for everybody. So you can take advantage of the municipal parking lots, visit Clerk Bruno to get a municipal parking pass, $25 for the season. So please be mindful of that. The water project obviously is on hold for the winter time. I've gotten the question and I'll answer it. This rustic paving, these sort of two strips that are in the south lane along Broadway, that is a temporary winter paving. That all gets cut up and paved more smoothly when the project is finished. So it's rough, and it's intended to be rough right now. It's not the final skin on Broadway there. And I'll just say that looking ahead to spring, we're already more than halfway through January, there will be village elections on March 16th. Voters will be choosing 2 trustees and a mayor, and that will be at the firehouse. Robin, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tivoli Firehouse. The village elections are usually noon
Noon to 9.
to 9. So more about that as we approach the village elections. And last year they had been postponed twice due to the pandemic, and that also pushed back our reorganizational meeting, which ended up being in October. It's normally in April, so we'll see. It may be in April again this year. Trustees, do you have any further business or comments or anything? And so this is the second time in our meetings when we open the floor to public comment. And at this point, we've done our business, we've spoken. But this is when Tivolian or anyone can come into our meetings and have access to their elected representatives. And at this point, there's no restriction on topics, so they can ask us about anything at all, even if it's not something we talked about tonight. So, is there any comment from the public? Anything from the floor?
Just thank you for all you do. Okay.
You're very welcome. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
7:19, I think.